right, I am going to make another Neo Crossbody wristlet. This one I'm going to do in leather. So here's the pattern. But this one I'm doing in this gorgeous tan leather and some yellow leather. Both of these are thin. They don't need to be skived. So right now I'm going to work on the D-ring connector, which is just 1.5 inches, and I'm folding it into the center. I've not used these two leathers before, so we'll see. Okay, there's one. Alright, I have a small 1/2-inch D-ring. This is for attaching the shoulder clasp. Put your raw edge on the inside, and we're going to fold that over, and I'm just going to stitch it so it's nice and straight. It stays together. Okay. And then my wristlet strap. 3-inch. And fold it twice. This might be too thick. I don't know. We'll see. All right, I'm going to do a little, I don't want to roll it because I don't want it to stretch. So instead I'm just pounding it. I think it'll be fine. Then I'm just going to put a piece of 1/4-inch tape down the center. Keep it where I want it while I sew it together. This is gorgeous leather. This is a small hide that I got at Yellowstone. Very pretty. Let's sew that. Okay. Then let me go grab the hardware that I want to use for the wristlet. I'm just going to even up my ends here. On both ends. Okay. All right, be right back. All right, let me show you. So this is just a connector from Jolie Lee Creations, and I just put my strap connector together, and I did a stitch across it just to get it staying secure, and then we're going to put these screws in. And I think I'm going to have to oil a little hole. I had to do that with the last one. Let's see. Yeah. Let me get this one out. Okay. I might have to finish them by manually screwing them in. Sometimes these screwdrivers are not very strong. And that's okay. They work most of the time. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, let's do this one. Yeah, this one has a little light on it. Not very helpful though. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Then the next step is to do our flap. And I'm just doing it out of the same material. So these two right sides together. And we're going to sew it around and turn it and top stitch. Okay. Then I do need to go get a magnetic snap. I'm going to use a rivet magnetic snap, so we'll just put it all the way through. But I am going to do some pinking on these corners. And if your material is too thick for your pinking, this one's very close. Just snip the corners. That's very tight, so barely did it. Okay. Turn that right side out. I did put a piece of foam on that flap. That's some of that EVA foam. Okay. Let's top stitch. And then I'm going to close the top here. Perfect. Very nice. Oh, didn't catch that, did it? That's okay. Let's fix that. I'm not catching that. I don't know why. Board? We got plenty of seam here, so there we go. I just don't want that to get loose on me when I go to finish it. All right. Very nice. Let me go grab a magnetic snap because I don't think I have one here. Let me see. Nope. Let me go grab one. All right. So I did go ahead and finish my flap and put my magnetic snap on here. I did use a 14 millimeter. So we'll see. Now we're going to do our front pocket. And since I'm using another rivet magnetic snap, the other portion, we'll add that after we get this together. And I am using bengaline. And because bengaline frays pretty bad, I did interface all my bengaline pieces. So let me see what my seam allowance is. Okay. I don't know why this doesn't seem the right size. I think my piece either shrank or this is too big. Yeah, this is too big. Let me see. Let me just test something. This is 10.25. Yeah, this is too big. Okay. So I'm just going to trim this off. I cut my leather piece a little too big. That happens. When you cut things on the fold, I need to actually learn not to just cut a new piece and tape them together, because when you cut pieces on the fold, it doesn't always come out the right size. So just be aware of that. You can always fix it, but now this yellow leather is a little thicker than most lambs. So it's going to be interesting when we put it together. Let's see. I'm going to top stitch. Beautiful. All right, let's do this part of the snap. And I am going to put a little piece of Decaville inside there because there's no interfacing on that leather. Okay. Where's my snap? Perfect. All right, let me go press that. All right, so let's put our finished pocket with our snap on top of one of our exterior pieces. And we're going to baste that together. It's going to get thick down here. So nice. All right, let's grab our flap and find our center. Oh, that's perfect. Now I'm going to base that on. You can choose to go ahead and put your top piece on and do it in one stitch, but I'm going to base it. I'm going to find my centers on these top bands as well. Okay. Okay, and then let's add our top band. I read something the other day about somebody who has switched totally to from Wonder Clips to the metal clips, and the reason being is the metal clips, the Wonder Clips fly off, and she's gotten hit in the face with them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're exactly right. So, interesting. through her at all. Okay. We're going to fold that up and top stitch. It's getting pretty thick, I will say. We'll see. So, because it is getting pretty thick, I think I am going to trim my seam just right here where everything connects, just to get rid of some of that bulk. And down here, the same thing. There's not much I can do down here. Yeah, I'm going to leave that for now. Isn't that pretty? Okay. All right, next step. All right, so lay your facing there. Ignore all my markings I goofed. And then we're going to sew around that facing. If my thread will cooperate with me. Yeah. Hold please. All right, so here's this. Now we're going to draw in 1/2 inch. Let me grab mine. And we're going to cut down from that to our seam. Have some sharp scissors and don't cut into your threads. It's a little challenging. Okay. Then I'm going to cut away the leather behind here to decrease some bulk. All right, so I had to tape mine down because I couldn't press it because it's leather. So I just put some tape under there and it looks really pretty good. So now take your zipper pocket, back zipper pocket lining piece, and we're gonna add our zipper right side up with the zipper going to the right. I know it feels weird. Then we're gonna baste that on. And turn it and stitch it flat. Okay, just like that. Then we're going to add some double-sided tape here. Oh, goodness. And we're going to attach that inside our facing that we just created. Right here. Nice and even. Perfect. Then we're going to stitch around that. My husband's outside and just did a funny face at me. Okay, here we go. If you notice, the zipper pull is going the way we want it now, too. Trust the process. That's what I always say. Feels weird sometimes. All right. Perfect. So there you have your pocket. Now I am going to add my tag down here. So let me go grab it. Okay, so I put my tag on. Now we're going to bring this up and match the edges. And we're creating our pocket. Now we're only going to stitch the sides here. We're not going to stitch across the top yet. I know, it feels kind of weird. That one I don't need to. Okay. Same on this side. And then I have some extra zipper tape. So I'm going to trim that off on both sides. And burn my threads. Burn my zipper, I mean. And my threads. You can see the bangling really, even if you interface it, it shreds a little. So there you have your pocket. Pretty. Let's grab our other top piece. And we're going to add that. And the seam allowance. And then top stitch that in place. Okay. Same seam allowance. Okay. Fold that up. And top stitch. So pretty. Nice. All right, so take your D-ring, and we're going to lay that right here with the mark that she tells you. So I marked my D-ring, and we're going to lay it right there with a little bit hanging out, and we're just going to baste that in place. It gets a little thick. I will say, even with this lamb, it's getting a little thick. So we'll see. Okay, the D-ring's going in towards the bag. So just like that. Okay, let's set that aside. Grab your interior zipper pocket lining. Mark the box like she tells you to in the pattern. Can you see that? It's hard to see. There we go. And on one of your lining pieces, lay it up from the bottom centered, and I didn't center my piece. Oh, please. Just going to do it all right now. And I'm not doing the card slots, so I skipped that entire section, just FYI. But she has good directions on the card slots, so if you like card slots, I would definitely do those. Okay. Now I'm going to center this little guy too. All right. So, up from the bottom, what she tells you to, trying to find my center, there we go. And the piece that is the smallest section is laid right there. Okay, I'm going to use some Sew Tight magnets. To keep everything in place while I sew around my box. Okay, beautiful. And we're going to stitch around our box, and I am going to decrease my stitch length to 3 again. I'm going to find my other, where's my magnet? Oh dear. Here it is. I don't want to sew over a magnet. That would not be a good situation. Okay, perfect. So those are wrong. Those are right sides together. I didn't mention that, did I? Okay, so those are all right sides together. Now we're going to cut open our box just like any other zipper facing. You could do an overlay in here if you wanted. Maybe I'll do that next time. Now we're cutting up to our stitches. Don't cut your stitches. Okay. And then we're going to pull that to the back. And I might go iron this. I could. This Bangoline irons nicely. Let me think here. Let me get it in there and see what it looks like. That's your zipper pocket. Pull it to the back. It might finger press good enough. Let's just see. I think I'll go iron it. Hold, please. All right, so I did iron it, and this Bengaline irons very well. So the bigger part of your zipper pocket is up here, and the smaller is down here. I'm going to take our zipper tape, and I am going to add it to that opening one side at a time. The zipper is closing to the left. And my zipper's too long, and I knew that. So then you open it up, take the tape off the bottom, and just make sure it's nice and even. Oh my goodness, looks perfect. Now we're going to stitch around that. Okay. Now we're going to pull this piece down, and it fits very nicely. And we are going to leave that pocket open to finish the bottom of the bag. Okay. So turn it right side up, fold it over, and we're going to just stitch the sides. I'm going to fold the bottom up so I have a nice seam to finish it with. Whoops, and I just ran out of bobbin. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay, let me make a new bobbin. Okay, I have one ready to go. Let's do the other side, and then we'll clean up the pocket. Fold that up. So I always trim these bottom corners so I can get a nice corner when I actually turn it. I'm just cleaning that up a little. Same thing here. Trim your zipper. Burn your zipper. Okay, beautiful. So then when we get to ready to close this, we'll have a nice seam to close it with. You could iron this if you want. Maybe I'll go around. It presses pretty good, so that's what it looks like. Okay. Beautiful. Now you have your interior zipper pocket. Okay. So our next step is to do our top zipper. So let me get that ready. All right, so I did my 90-degree turn on my zipper. Now we're going to measure this, and we're going to make it exactly the length from the top of that she tells you to in the pattern. Okay. Then we're going to add our zipper tab. I'm just going to check this to make sure. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Zipper tab. Just like she tells you in the pattern. Just going to add that, fold it over, and we'll top stitch. Perfect. I gotta increase my stitch length just a little. All right. All right, nice. Now, you can make a fabric zipper tab if you choose to. Now we're going to, with the front, find our center of our zipper. And we're going to lay that right sides down. And clip that in place. Whoop. You could tape it as well. I should probably have taped it, but I think it'll be fine. And then we're just going to baste that on right now. I got zipper pulls everywhere, so let me get rid of those. Perfect. Okay, nice. And we're going to add the lining with the plain lining on top of that. I need to trim this just a little. Okay. And we're going to sew that together at the full seam allowance, which is different, just FYI, than what you've been doing. I'm going to get my zipper pull down here until I'm ready to move it. Okay. slide my zipper pull back. Nice. Let me just look and make sure it looks good. Okay. Now we're going to repeat that with the other side. We're not going to top stitch this yet. So let's grab our other side. Find our center. I marked it. I know I did. Oh, I marked it on this side. Okay. And again, I am going to baste that on. My stuff with the leather is getting kind of thick, so I feel better about basting it together. Yep. Actually, let me zip this for just a second. There we go. Just 1/8 of an inch basting. That way everything ends up being nice and even. You can tape it. And then we're going to add our other lining side. On top of that. This is going to be interesting how the box corners go with the leather and how thick it is, but we'll see. Okay, that's that. Get my zipper pull out of the way. There we go. All right, we're getting there. Almost in. Now, we're going to open that up so that the right outside is right side up. And we are going to top stitch now. Let me see. I have to clean up because everything's everywhere. And we're going to top stitch starting where our zipper starts. Let me see what you can see. Starting where our zipper starts, down across the zipper tab and back up and stop where the zipper starts. You do want to make sure that your lining is out of the way, is nice and taut, and it's not bunching up. I might go iron that. Let me see. I think it's fine. So you don't want this getting bunched up into your zipper. So I think it's fine. Okay, we're going to start up here with our, you can even open your zipper You start right there. I just increased my stitch length just a little. And we're going to come across our zipper tab to the other side and top stitch the other side. Perfect. You're going to stop where your zipper starts. All right, perfect. Let's see how it did. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Didn't get bunched up at all. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay. Now we're going to put our exteriors right sides together and our linings right sides together. Grab some clippies. I'm going to get my zippers at my zipper pulls out of the way. Make sure things are nice and even. And we're going to leave a pretty good sized turning hole in the bottom. Now, I think she has you turning it through the pocket. I don't, if I have another option, I always do the other option. I don't like turning through zipper pockets if I can avoid it. Just me. Perfect. Okay. All right, so I am going to start on the bottom, and the lining seam allowance is bigger than the exterior, so just be aware of that. It's a pretty hefty seam allowance. I'm going to jump my corner here. And when we get to the outside exterior, we'll narrow that seam allowance. And I just realized I'm going to trim these a little, so to get rid of some of the bulk. Yeah, better. And then go back to your normal seam allowance. I'm going to do that over here before I get there. With this kind of thing, anything you can do to decrease the bulk is always a good, especially now that I'm using this leather. I did it on one side, but I didn't do it on the other. So there we go. Better. All right, here we go. This is the exterior, so we're going to come all the way across the bottom. It's going to get thick right here with that D-ring. No way to avoid it. Alright. I'm going to go back over that D-ring an extra time. Now I'm getting back to my lining. So we're going to increase the seam allowance. Perfect. And then I just do the 90-degree turn. I'll show you. That gives that turning area a little extra strength. So right like that. So this is my bottom opening that I left. And I did about an inch in. And then I'm going to trim these seams. Oops. And I'm going to trim my leather just on the box corner so it doesn't get too thick when I'm trying to box those. Trim this side of the lining and then this little area. You don't want to trim your turning hole yet. We'll trim that once we finish that. Okay. Let's see how we do. Okay, I'm going to go inside, open up my zippers, and grab my box corner so I can get that nice and even. Perfect. Yeah, I'm going to trim that a little bit more. Okay. And do our box corner. Let's trim that. It's pretty thick with the leather. I think it'll be fine. We'll see, won't we? Okay, let's do this other side. Perfect. All right, let's box the lining corners, which there's not a big box to make here. It's kind of small, which is okay. Then we'll turn it right side out. Trim that off. Got thread and clippings everywhere. Turn it right side out. Finish our turning hole. In our zipper pocket. Okay. Let's do it. I'm opening my top zipper. Let me see. Yep, there it is. Let's see what you can see. Don't you find it's easier if you, when you turn things, you bring it towards your body? You get a little more leverage. That's my thought. This is so cute. Okay, let's see if this will poke out like I want it to. I'm going to just see if everything lays in there nicely before I close anything off. There we go. Nice. Okay. Now, I will say, I don't like that. Can you see that? How that is askew. So, I'm going to go fix that. I don't like it. I don't want that at all. I don't know how that happened, but we're going to fix it. It got askew. So, yeah, it's way off. Not having it. Not sure how I did that, but I did. It's not a hard fix, it's just a little tedious. So, if your seams aren't matching up, just pick out your seam. And redo it. Yep. Okay. So let's fix that. I'm gonna do another little seam right there. That bottom seam started to come apart. Alright, now let's match up those seams, Bob. Do it right. Let's clean it up. There we go. It's a little thick because you have the front pocket. It's part of it. Let me see here. Yeah, let me fix that some more. Okay. My bottom and my top seams or side seams are coming apart a little. And I don't want those opening. So I'm going to fix it. Okay. Better. Now, you want to match those seams so that when you box your corner, everything's nice and even. Yeah. Okay. I don't know that I like it yet. Hold on. Let me see. You're seeing the, yeah. There we go. I think that's better. Yeah. Let's see how that looks. Okay, let's push that out and see. Oh, 100% better. Do you see that? Yeah. Perfect. Let me clean that up just a little. Some excess thread. Oh, yeah. Better. Okay. All right, so I'm going to open my interior zipper pocket. Pull it out. Then I'm going to pull the bottom lining through that and finish the bottom lining. That was our turning hole. You marked your centers, so you can go ahead and clip your centers. Very nice. Okay. All right, let's sew the bottom there. That's the bigger seam allowance. All right, let's trim that seam, then we'll close our zipper pocket off. And we'll be done. Okay. All right, let's clean this up and then we'll get everything ready. Let's make it look all pretty. Okay. Let me move you up here. This leather is lamb, but it's pretty thick. So I would recommend a little thinner lamb if you're going to use leather, or use something that you can skive. Very pretty though. Oh my. Okay. There it is. The Neo Crossbody Wristlet by Car Threads. Oh, it's so cute. It is so cute. So you open it up and you have a zipper pocket inside and lots of room, really. Back here you have another little zipper pocket. Big. And under the flap you have another slip pocket. Let me push that out. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. A leather Neo. I love it. A little thread there. My friend Terry is increasing it to 115%. I think I'm going to try that too next. But I think I'll do it out of a softer, thinner lamb so that these seams aren't quite as thick. Or I'll just use the leather I can skive. One of the two. Very pretty. The Neo. Thanks for watching.